US dollar. Okay, and they will try to bring in a new form of digital world currency. America will do that to reinforce world dominancy economically. America will do that. You know, they will collapse everybody money all over the world. You feel me? Do you know that China and a lot of these nations hold US bonds, which is basically US debt? Now, if they get rid of the US debt, guess what's gonna happen to the US dollar? It's gonna tank. The US dollar gonna tank. And guess what? America gonna do what America do. America is the oppressor. They gonna do what they gonna do. The whole economy collapse, then they come up with a new solution. And guess what? Let all nations know, listen, this is the new form of trading worldwide. And make sure all your citizens have a digital ID and all their information is on that digital ID, their bank account and all of these things. Y'all understand? That's the level it's gonna come to. It ain't there fully as yet, but that's the level it's gonna come to. The mark of the beast.
Man. Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers labor worldwide in truth and sincerity. Salutations and blessings to the hopeful elect, believing on the words of Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi. And this is what happens when you don't hearken to sound doctrine. Okay? Our head apostles and elders have been blowing this trumpet this whole time. All right? And brothers in like mind all the way down, telling you exactly what the MOTB is, man. But you see this group is all over the place. Okay? They don't possess the testimony of Yahawashi, which is the spirit of prophecy. All right? And they're so wrapped up in their pride, they don't want to hearken to counsel. But now, as you've seen in this video, right, you got them bringing up digital IDs. You know, you had Bishop Nate bring up digital currency. You know, as Elder Apostle Rawchaa mentioned, they're trying to get themselves a way out when this thing is implemented, man. You know, but you got these guys blowing a trumpet of mirth, matter of fact. Let's grab that. Right? That's what you're seeing. They giving an uncertain sound, man. While the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and brothers in like-minded manner have been giving you the straight, skinny, unadulterated truth, man. You know? Yep. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 7. And even things without life-giving sound, whether pipe or harp, except they give a distinction in the sounds, how should it be known whether it's piped or harp right? And the trumpet that they've been blowing is that the mark, the MOTB is sin, you know, which is going off, you know. The trumpet that they've been blowing is that it's an embargo. Large or great nations and small nations, you know, these guys have been given a certain sound, you know, and for their congregation, how can you reason in yourself when you see the changes, man? Okay? Verse 8, for if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? Right. Now you're not fitted and rooted and grounded that the mark of the beast is that micro C-hip. So now you're susceptible to taking it, man. In contrast, you have the men here at Great Millstone, start with head apostle, elder, to heart on down, giving you the straight skinny, man. It hasn't changed. You read in Sirach that, matter of fact, let's grab that this testimony is going to be declared exactly, man. Okay? It's not going to be any schisms. It's not going to change. Okay? Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 16 and verse 25. I will show forth doctrine in weight and declare his knowledge exactly. So the knowledge, this doctrine is being declared exactly. Okay? There haven't been any wavering, you know. That's that correct message that you read in the NLT. Matter of fact, let's grab that. What is that? Why these guys giving an uncertain sound? You got the true prophets of the Lord declaring the words exactly, man. You know? This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2. And I'm going to start at verse 2 in the NLT. Then the Lord said to me, write my answer plainly on tablets. That's what you see in the men of great millstone do. Okay? It's plain. Okay? So that a runner can carry the correct message to others. And that's what IUIC has not been doing, man. They have not been declaring the right message, the correct message, man. And that's why you see them trying to cover their ass. It says this vision is for a future time. It describes the end and it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, it's June. Ain't no microchip. You this nigga, man. But the microchips has already been placed in Sweden. All right, holding the information. You know, whether it enabled them to buy and sell, man. You can't buy and sell with an embargo, with sin, with great nations and small nations. Now you putting it to where it's talking about the citizens, the people, but we been told you that, man. See? Through the spirit and power of Yahawah, great millstone has been right the whole time. See? It says this vision is for a future time. It describes the end. It will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed. And guess what we see in the prophecies not being delayed, man? Those things that got mentioned in the video, man, we've been talking about that. The CBDC, you know. What else? Oh man, what is that called? Universal basic income, you know, UBI. See, we've been talking about these things that are stepping stones, okay, to the MOTB, that's CHIP, okay. And now these guys want to try and change the doctrine. Well, the Lord said, don't mess with those giving exchange. Let's grab that, you know. Yeah. Why you see the men of the Lord standing firm. All right. You see these guys giving exchange, man. Yep. We're gonna get it in the NLT and the KJV. Proverbs 24 and 21. My son, fear thou the Lord and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change. See that? Yeah, the IUIC are given to change. They didn't switch it up again. Okay? It says, for their calamity shall rise suddenly, and who know of the ruin of them both. See? Yeah, as the Elder Apostle Yahawah been saying, watch what the Lord do to the IUIC, man. It's going to be suddenly where the Lord take them down, man. Why? Because they've been trying to come up against the men of the Lord, slandering, calling us grapists, you know, saying that we bums, you know. Well, we'll take that, man. We're going to take the low. But the Lord is going to justify us. Let's get this in the NLT. It says, my child, fear the Lord and the king. Do not associate with rebels. Yeah, IUIC are a whole bunch of rebels, man. They tell you to keep the law. Meanwhile, they getting fucking lineups, man. Long hair, all out of order. These guys are clearly rebels. It says, for disaster will hit them suddenly. who knows what punishment will come from the Lord and the king. Beautiful. Yes, the Lord Yahawashi is going to bring this punishment, man. Why? Because these guys have constantly went off, man. Let's go to the book of James, right? St. James, chapter 1. Yeah, these guys are double-minded, okay? St. James, chapter 1 and verse 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. See that? So the Iuic is unstable in all their ways. That's why they say you can have sex on the Sabbath, all right? Or saying that the new moon is the full moon. Clearly going off, man. Clearly going off, okay? Well, that's why they're unstable in all their ways, okay? It's from the leadership all the way down. And these guys, again, they don't hearken to sound doctrine because it's been presented to them. The scriptures say he that is often reproved. Let's grab that. Well, guess what? As the elder pastor said earlier, hey, keep that same energy, man. Don't switch up now. No. Keep that same energy. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 1. He that being often reproved, hardeneth his neck, shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. Yeah, the Iuic is going to be suddenly destroyed, man. And it's going to be without remedy. Ain't no be no coming back, man. You know? You went up against the true prophets of Yahawah, warning you of the things set to come. You know? Let's close it out here. As a point is made. You see these guys all of a sudden now want to switch up everything, man. Okay? Yeah, apostasy. Right? Let's see. Where do we want to start? I want to get right to the point. Let me see. Yep. Let's start at the top. 1 Timothy 4 and 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Yeah, the Iuic, man. You know? Speaking lies and hypocrisy. See that? Having their conscience seared with a hot iron, and that's why they can't get it. Their conscience has been seared with a hot iron, man. You know? It says, forbidding to marry. Yeah, they tell you can only have one wife, but according to the scriptures, you can have multiple wives, man. And commanding to abstain from meats, which the Most High have created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth. See? These guys don't know the truth. Okay? For every creature of the Most High is good, and nothing to be refused if it be received with thanksgiving. Yeah, talking about the clean meats, man. Okay? For it is sanctified by the word of the Most High and prayer. But you see, the Iuic is clean contrary to the ways of Yahawashi, man. They constantly changing, and that's why the Lord is going to take them out, man. You know? These are another ones that mouths must be stopped. Matter of fact, we'll close it out there. You know? They mouth going to be stopped. Just like that dude Alizé. Right? Let's grab that. And we'll close it out there. Yep, Titus. Titus. Verse 11. You know what? Verse 10. For this is beautiful. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision. Yeah, the ones that know they Israel, man. telling you to keep the law, and again are not doing not doing half of the things they say telling you to do, man. Okay, again, getting lineups, edge ups, crispy lined up beards. You in the barbershop, getting lined up, man. But you telling somebody to keep the law. Where your fringes at, brother? Well, you're not wearing the fringes properly anyway. It supposed to be a garment down to the foot, not t-shirts, man. But you see these vain talkers and deceivers, right? Especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not. See that? That's what these guys doing, man. And you see it clearly. If the Holy Spirit is working with you, all right, you have that spirit of discernment, you see these guys are clearly going off. It says teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. And that's what it's about, man. That bread, that money. All right, that's why you had the Booster Club, where you donate your funds where they can jet set, man. But they mouths going to be stopped. Best believe that. That's going to be it for the lesson. Matter of fact. Let's read this in NLT. It says, for there are many rebellious people, yet of rebels, see, who engage in useless talk and deceive others. This is especially true of those who insist on circumcision for salvation. They must be silenced because they are turning whole families away from the truth by their false teaching. See that? For they do it only for money. See? And that's what IUIC is dominated by the money, man. So I pray this has been edifying. And they dominated by the money, and their mouths gonna be silenced. They mouths gonna be shut up, man. Okay? Lord willing is edifying. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Till the next time, Shalom.